New attacks have been revealed for Kombat Pack 1, and to make things even better, one fan-requested character has officially been confirmed, so thank goodness for that. However, unfortunately, today's video does have some bad news as well. It looks like the Mortal Kombat 1 servers are going to be messed up until next year. Maybe I was a bit too early to call Mortal Kombat 1 Fighting Game of the Year. I still stand by it though. At any rate, all these topics and more shall be discussed in today's video, because another day means more Mortal Kombat 1 news. I'm covering it all the time on this channel. So if you want to stay up to date and not miss anything new about this game, then make sure to subscribe and ring that bell down below so you never miss any future videos. And then after watching, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like down below. It really does help my channel out a ton. And without any further ado, let's begin. Starting off with the Johnny Cage versus Janet Cage debacle, right? For anyone not aware, for the longest time, nobody was sure if the cameo DLC for Kombat Pack 1 was going to be Johnny Cage or Janet Cage or Janet Cage. No matter how I say it, somebody always gets mad in the comment section. I'm just gonna call it Janet because that makes the most sense to me, and also it sounds a bit closer to Johnny Cage. But anyway, on various websites we kept getting mixed information. One reputable outlet would say, oh, we're getting Johnny Cage, and then a different outlet that was also reputable would say, no, we're getting Janet Cage. However, finally at long last we have confirmation, because if you go on the PlayStation Store or the Steam Store, any console of your choosing, and try to buy Kombat Pack 1, it will straight up tell you in the description that we're getting Janet Cage. That's right, sadly no Johnny Cage as a cameo character, although thankfully he's already a fully playable character in the game. Instead, we're getting Janet Cage, which, in case you're not aware who that is, she does show up in story mode in the final chapter. During one of the cutscenes, she helps beat up Goro, and I think depending on who you choose to play as in the final chapter, you even have a chance of fighting her. I do believe that's the case, but I could be incorrect. Somebody in the comment section correct me if I am in fact wrong here. And you know what? While you're down there, let me know how you feel about this final confirmation. Do you prefer Janet Cage, or would you have preferred Johnny Cage instead as the DLC cameo character in Kombat Pack 1? Because I'm gonna be honest, for me personally, I do prefer Janet Cage for a couple of reasons. One, I'm not a huge fan of the duplicate cameo characters. I understand for Sub-Zero and Scorpion because you gotta have the classic versions of the character, but I don't think we needed Kung Lao, and if any other repeat character shows up, I'm gonna be a bit salty. Janet Cage, at the very least, is technically a completely different character, and then on top of that, as a result, reason number two I'm happy to have this character instead of Johnny Cage is because since she is a brand new character, it's likely she's going to have some interesting and original attacks. Although that being said, I would be shocked if she does not have the glowing green force balls, because our Johnny Cage in Mortal Kombat 1 does not have any projectiles, unless you count the sunglasses toss, which is technically a projectile, I suppose. But I digress, you get the idea. Since Janet Cage is technically a new character we've never seen before, it stands to reason that her moveset could be something new and original as well. Or at least that's my prediction. That's my educated guess, and those are the two main reasons why I'm happier to actually have Janet Cage than Johnny Cage, even though I love Johnny Cage. Big Johnny Cage fan here. International love, baby, that's what it's all about. No, seriously though, I do love that meme. I love that Mortal Kombat memes are getting way more mainstream now. Alright, but next up, let's talk new attacks, because get this, a data miner has actually found secret attacks hidden in the files for upcoming DLC characters in Kombat Pack 1. And these two characters in particular are Farah and Mavado. I'm sure everybody remembers who Farah is because Mortal Kombat X came out fairly recently. However, when it comes to Mavado, that man has not been playable for almost 20 years, although he did appear in the MKX comics, which is a bit of an ironic coincidence. But without any further ado, here's the tweet. I'm gonna throw it up on screen. It comes from Interloco. MK1, another small data mine. Farah will have a Tor stance. Mavado will have an assist, straight and low. I don't know how these moves work. Will Farah sit on our character's shoulders? Crying emoji. Yeah, it's honestly an interesting question or discussion topic, if you will. What do these attack names mean? Because that's all we have, just the name of the attacks. Now, when it comes to to Movado, I have a pretty safe guess of what straight and low refers to. In Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, Movado had these weird bungee cables that he could throw out, and they were mostly just used for mobility. However, there was an exception, and that's his fatality, where Movado flung himself at the opponent with spiky shoes. It looked really goofy, but I think that might be the straight attack. He throws out the bungee cables and then just flies forward and kicks you. Either that, or he just throws out the bungee cable by itself. And then for the low attack, it's either going to be another bungee attack, or it's going to actually be using Cabal's swords. That's right, for anyone not aware, Movado did replace Kabal in Deadly Alliance. He had the man's weapons, and that was not a coincidence. At the time, it was stated that Movado did kill Kabal and take his weapons, and that's why I'm theorizing that the straight and low attack could be nothing to do with his bungee cables and could just be him swinging Kabal's weapons at the opponent's face and ankles. But next up, let's talk Farah. For anyone not aware, this character holds a special place in my heart because one of my best friends from college, who I still keep in touch with, loved this character. Farah Tor was his favorite Mortal Kombat X character and probably one of his top 5 favorite characters in the entire series, and as a result, I made it my own personal mission to get good with the character too. That way I could make more videos about the character, play online with the character. You get the idea. I love this character because one of my best friends also loves this character. Now, unfortunately, we're not getting Farah Tor, but we are getting Farah with a Tor stance. And what does this mean? Some people theorize she jumps on your back, and that definitely could be possible, but I think what's more likely is Farah is just going to do a stance very similar to what Tor did. Or in fact, what if Farah is big in this game? Because don't forget, that was their arcade ladder ending in Mortal Kombat X. Tor actually gets old and dies, and then Farah, upon reaching puberty, gets his body type. She just grows really big and massive. And that's why it could be possible that Farah in Mortal Kombat 1 is just absolutely jacked, an absolute unit. She's on the steroids, she's on the juice, and she got muscles that can destroy everybody. I don't think this possibility is super likely, but I would not put it past NetherRealm to just add a big buff Dami Mommy as a cameo character. And if that does turn out to be the case, I'm gonna say that I called it. However, that being said, one other cool idea I saw somebody mention is that Farah can actually give your character a buff by stabbing you, just like she did with Pain and Gain in Mortal Kombat X. And if that turns out to be the case, thank you, because I'm surprised that as of right now, we still don't have cameo characters that buff your damage or buff your defense. They can make you immune to projectiles, but that's it. And I'm really shocked. I thought by now we'd have at least 3 or 4 cameo characters that can buff your damage or something like that. But as you all know, I love making these videos interactive, so let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What do these new attacks mean? What is going on with Movado with his straight and low attack, and what's going on with Farah and her Tor stance? Is Tor himself going to show up? Is it actually Farah Tor after all, but just mostly Farah, and then one attack is Tor? I have no idea, and that's why I sincerely want to know your thoughts in the comments down below. Because like I keep saying in every single video, I truly do read each and every comment, so grab that keyboard and make your voices heard. Because now it's time for the final topic, and this one is disappointing. In case you're not aware, if you play on console, there is still a weird desync issue. And thankfully, this problem has been fixed on PC, but as for the console players, well, NetherRealm released this on Facebook of all places. A PC update that resolves desyncing issues is now available. We expect to have a patch that fixes this problem on consoles in early January. Stay tuned here for updates. In the meantime, for those experiencing desyncs on console, we recommend that players do not skip the intros, as this might reduce the occurrence of this issue. Yeah, if you're a console peasant like myself who plays this game on PlayStation 5, then you have to wait until January, that is next year, before this desync issue gets resolved. And believe it or not, at first I did not know which desyncing issue that NetherRealm was referring to, which is already bad and also funny that there's more than one desyncing issue. I believe they're referring to the match itself desyncing and then ending. But believe it or not, there's an equally big desyncing issue in Mortal Kombat 1 that not enough people are talking about. As it turns out, it is possible to desync your match on purpose so that you can move before the announcer even says round 2 fight. And the opponent can move too, but it still throws them off because they're used to the regular timing. But you as the opponent can desync the announcer with the match, and this causes everyone to move too soon, and it's really confusing for your opponent. It really throws them off. It's kind of like, imagine if you lined up for a race, and then before the gun fired, the opponent just ran, and you just had to expect that. It's no longer illegal, there's no false start, they're just able to move way before you expected, and that's what's happening in Mortal Kombat 1. That's another desyncing issue. And again, I'm not sure which one they're talking about on Facebook, but I assume it's the former and not the latter. On a personal note real quick, it really is ironic how the moment I said that Mortal Kombat 1 deserved Fighting Game of the Year, all these new issues started popping up. We had the Season 3 glitches, and now we have the online desyncing, the servers went down, all these things are happening. I feel like I jinxed the game, which is sad because I love this game so much. But one last time, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, because that's about it for today's Mortal Kombat 1 news. I apologize that this video is likely not going to be as heavily edited as the others because I just got home from my second Christmas party today, and it's nighttime already, so I just want to go to sleep. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like down below. It does help my channel out a ton. And then keep that combo going by subscribing and ringing that bell so you never miss any future videos. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.